It's been a while since I did a video. So here's an update of what's been going on in my Nerf hobby. I have been modding some interesting integration style stuff. This is a Raptor Strike, Demolisher, Magnus foregrip style body that I've been working on. Doing some creative little putty work here. There'll be some backlighting in this. There'll be a lit piece there. There'll be some, battery stock over here. Probably just single stage, maybe brushless. Started playing with brushless. So there's this thing. That's been taking up a lot of my time. I've been working with my friend Eric, and we have been working on these, two of these actually. A Baron integrated into a Centurion and a ECS-10 Modulus. That's going to be like a dual stage. There's the Baron works by, gotta go left-handed here. Baron works by priming back here and then pushing this button. Hey, 50-50, I hit the right barrel. That's just a stock Baron, and modification of this button to release it instead of the trigger. There's that. And what else? I put up a video last, maybe, of this thing. This thing is still in the same shape it was then. I really don't like the way it works. The amount of twist in the shells when you prime this back, it feels terrible. And so maybe I could fix it by throwing a ton more reinforcement on this thing, but so far I have very little interest in working on that. Malufire that I showed you a year ago probably. That got a paint job. I don't know if you saw the paint job in the video, but yeah, that's been done for a while now, and it's working nice. It's got a mag release. It's got the brass finger there on the brass barrel. I think it's 6-inch barrel. Maybe it's 5.5. Pusher in this is a 10-kilogram Retaliator spring. It's got some serious oomph. It could probably use a longer barrel actually, but it's what it is. That is that. My Retaliator that I showed a long time ago got some updates. It has been changed. I changed the rails here from those homemade ones into a worker rail, a pump grip, AFG pump grip. It's got the worker rail on top. I think it did before, maybe not. This one needs a barrel currently. It's not functioning. The other nice improvement I did on it is that I added a 3D printed part to the worker Talon mag adapter that links the stock Retaliator release to the mag release. So pop that right out by releasing there instead of having to yank it out in the case of the first one without the mag release. Yeah, you can still yank it, but it comes out really smoothly with that. And that's so much nicer than having to reach all the way up here on a Retaliator for the worker style, the other worker mag adapter with a release built in. Like I said, brushless. So I started working on a friend's brushless Ultra Sword. It's the Ultrasonic 2 Cage Gen 4.1 or something. And added this Campbell's Nerf Works printing Strifle kit onto it because Stripes are just kind of, this is not mine. It's just something I'm doing for a friend, and when the weather gets better, I'll be working on painting this up. But currently, it's still functionally winter, and I'm not painting outside. The barrels, the worker scar barrels that they have now available. There's the original one that everybody uses, the worker polycarbonate scar. And then there's the worker adjustable polycarbonate scar that has strings in it. And I just don't have, I have a lot of brass stuff. So I had these brass to worker adapters made up so that I can put brass barrel blaster. I put a worker scar on a brass barreled blaster. Such as my Ruffian that I bought. This guy has the suppressor piece on it that threads off. It's on one of these barrel lugs that is nut, has a what do you call that? Grub screw nut. Grub screw. No, it's not. This is the nut. This is the grub screw that holds it onto the printed piece. The printed piece is friction fit right onto the brass, really tight. I left enough tolerance to sand it to fit. Then the scar on this one is different. It is a SLS printed scar, and it has 8 flutes inside, so that it's got more contact, but it's really smooth. It's not like a regular 3D print. It really doesn't drop FPS much. In fact, it might even extend the barrel length slightly. It's not ported or anything, if that matters. But I'm able to attach that onto the brass instead of onto the aluminum, as all worker things work with. The other thing I did on this guy, it's got a red green dot scope on there, but I also added and you're probably not going to be able to see in there with the light, but there's a Vanguard aluminum Caliburn pusher on there that mates into this brass barrel. I modified the brass barrel so that it would have an O-ring seal. Maybe you see it there. Right into the, let me shoot that. And this is a beast of a blaster. Super rigid, like beyond Caliburn rigid. It is rock solid. It's a little wobble on these priming bars. There's 2 flat aluminum bars, and then there's a aluminum right angle bar on the bottom that doesn't move. And it's a great blaster. Well, hopefully now it's got a handguard, so it's hopefully not going to give me issues in the field getting grit into the brass and screwing up the brass. I believe I got sand in it, and I hate sand. Everyone hates sand. So sand was an issue and killed my brass pusher. I built a knockout. It's a inline clip knockout. This guy has a 1/2-inch PVC right in there, this whole length here, and that is the clip for these half darts, and you just plop them 1, 2, 3. Does not matter. It takes them all. Prime it back, and then this right here is CPVC 1/2-inch, and you just give it a little shakedown, and the next one moves forward, and these are easily hitting 150. These are great. Knockouts are probably, everybody knows knockouts are great, but the knockout is an awesome platform. The the Tech 10. Tech 10 is I had issues with my Tech 10. I didn't quite understand the build process, so I kind of messed up the brass work. It works. It's just not great. I don't like that it has a friction fit, and it's tricky. It's not in the right spot. Doesn't have mag release. But you gotta slide this guy forward, and mine does not work very well. Whoa, blew that dart up. But yeah, the Tech 10 printed beautifully. Got the sparkly Protopasta filament on that one. There's a little bit of aluminum tape in there, giving it more flash. It could have an orange tip, I guess. There's always orange tape for games where that matters. Most of our games have been played on private property for the past year because COVID. Yeah. Fly point. Buy a fly point. You will not regret the fly point. Shell ejecting pistol is amazing. I think it actually has batteries in it. Yeah, it's I don't have shells loaded up, but it's crazy. So much fun. I added a Nerf style barrel attachment, just for pew 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 silencer silliness. The magazines are large, like the blaster, and because it's so large, it's very hard to find a holster for it. I can't find a holster for it, so I'm getting some parts from Out of Darts for the magnetic attachment system. And there's the side plate that I need to put the magnets on, and then I'll have a thigh rig to slap the blaster on. There's this silly Jolt that I built a long time ago. It has a battery. It has flywheels. It still uses its regular plunger. I don't have a long dart, full-length dart sitting around here, do I? To demonstrate. But this silly thing, you just Velcro the battery right on there, and it's an 18650, but it's this is a high capacity one. So you prime the Jolt, and then, one second, I'll grab a dart. Out of my dart bin. And you just take a regular full-length dart. Maybe a half-length would work. I don't know. You push down on this button right here, this three-position button, and it revs the flywheels in reverse. It sucks that dart right in there. Then you push the other side of the button, and it runs them in forward. And then the Jolt pushes the dart through the flywheels. So silly little thing. I've gotten one tag with this at a game once. I was very proud of that. What else do I have sitting here? I made something with the help of a friend at work who's a great painter and artist. This little this short dart magazine strife, auto strife actually. So now it only takes Talons natively. The Hawkeye 007 printed adapter and cutting guide is available on Hawkeye's Thingiverse, and you can just print out the guides. The guides can be taped or hot glued on. Mark your cut lines, do the cuts. I recommend when you do the cuts, you do them in overlapping 45-degree angles instead of just straight through. That way you get a nicer joint. The 3D printed part is a nice flared magwell, so you don't have to worry about getting that mag in. Like I said, the paint, I got help from a friend who's nice and artistic. He's a co-worker of mine. We did a Airbender style theme. This polycarbonate carved arrow lights up blue. Well, no, I guess it lights up white, but it glows blue from the paint on the front of it. There's a voltmeter in there. There's an old cage in there. I think it's a 42 millimeter containment cage, and fang revamps and white worker wheels, just old stuff, but it's more of a showpiece now. The Mistress Key, got one of these guys. Took a little work to get like 100 FPS out of it, but I've got it. I used a sealant around the front edge of the plunger tube where it slides forward, and a little bit of Teflon tape in between these black and red pieces to get a good seal. The ladies at Artificial Armory are working on upgrades for that, so you'll also be able to get the mini version. This takes up a lot of real estate on a blaster, which is fine on like Caliburn or Talon Claw. Well, I don't know if you can get this on a Talon Claw. I don't know if there's room between these two mounting points, but it takes up a fair amount of space. I usually keep it on this. I took it off for the video, but I changed it to K25. They might come now with K25. This is the only issue I have, is this really long fires off Mega Dart. I've got a Out of Darts Proud Papa in the mail. It should be here this week, so I'll be playing around with that. And I've been working on a commission with Radioactive. You know Radioactive. He's the hammer shot guy now. He used to be the sledge fire guy. He's always some guy, but he's that guy. And we've been working on this beast. This is a rocket launching hammer shot with an expanded plunger tube. A lot like what I did on my Mega Sledgehammer. This has the brass plunger tube to be able to fire Mega Darts. This has a brass plunger tube and then more in order to fire a rocket. Had to do what he does with his special ones, get the extended draw on the hammer. You have to modify the catch surfaces on the trigger. He had printed a replacement plunger head. He printed this large section of barrel, and now we're getting, I think, about 40 FPS on the rockets. Not that one. Is that a? I don't know. Some of my rockets are all stretched out from Busby being used on Busby posts. That was better. But there's another trick this has, is it can shoot short darts out of, do I have any short darts left? I can shoot a short dart out of this. Actually, can load about 3 with the Adventure Force Pros. You can get 3 short darts in here. And that's cool. You get a nice little shotgun effect. But this is a commission going off this week to somebody on the West Coast. It's been fun making this. A little bit tricky working remotely, modding with other people, but that's working now. That's ready to go. There's this. This has not been shown off on the channel. This is a Stampede Art. It's also got a Sledgefire stock on it. It's been modified and cut down to remove and streamline. I put on a magwell from a Magstrike there. The magazines go in through the magwell there. There's I might fill this up before I finish. I needed parts from a Stampede, which I just got recently at a game. It has the Easy Nerf conversion kit. Yeah, conversion kit. A little 3D printed part up here. Barrel piece from Worker. It might function as a brass pusher. I'm not sure. I might change the barrel. But it's also got this beautiful hydro dip that I did with the help of my friend Eric. He helped me learn how to hydro dip, and it's just all sorts of fancy. There's Caliburn. There's a nice. I bought this from Perkley's Nerf Mods. So that's another rocket thing. Here's a rocket thing that you probably haven't seen. This Maverick Demolisher, some kind of Buzzbee, maybe from the Berserker air system. And pump it up, put a rocket on. This is probably why my Demolisher rockets are so loose. And fire off a rocket. I think that's from the Nemesis, the site post here. It's nice. It's got a very confusing paint job. I don't know what I was going for, but it's bright, I guess. I've got a very cool, I guess, HVZ style battle rifle thing before the Magnus version came out. Got this one from France Foamworks. I got these squishy grenades from a friend in our club that ordered a bunch of them. And another friend printed out this grenade rack. And keeping some pins here from, I think Foam Blast was selling these. Just some hobby pins. The other side's got that nice window from Devil's Nerf Works, the guy in Germany. And containment cage and containment crew wheels, the Cyclones. It's got some LEDs in it, but I need AA's in here to power the LEDs. And it's got the worker stock on the back. Pretty nice, pretty nice worker stock. I think they call it the submarine stock. I don't remember, but it's got a thumb screw. Open her up. There's ample space for big 3S batteries, 2S, whatever you want. Put in there. The print quality on this worker F10 555 is pretty amazing. The nice part about this one is this is injection molded here. This is metal right there for a sling point. So you can just sling that thing right on there and you don't have to worry about, maybe cracking that. There's this I was building from a long time back. It's never had a sealer paint job, so like all the green kind of chipped off and you see the white primer underneath. And I love it that way. I should probably seal it now before it chips more, but what it does is has a loading port right there. And you just slip that dart right in. Rotate. Slipping. I'm running out of darts on the table. Slip another dart in. Anyway. It's got a K25 spring in it. It's got a ton of power. It's basically a Reflex 6, but it's the Disruptor version. I didn't paint the handle part. The brass is 9/16 brass, and there's timing rings rolled into the brass so that the dart goes in to the 9/16, doesn't fall through, and it gets held right in there. There's a proton pack over there that I built, but I don't feel like getting into that right now. Maybe in another video. Maybe another month. Who knows? Hope you guys have a good day. Hope you guys get out and play this summer. I hope you all stay healthy and have fun.